Hello and welcome to a new kind of coaster time review. In this review, I have 6 different categories. I'm going to give it a score on those different categories. Some are statistical, like inversions. Others are opinion-based, such as intensity. But I'm doing this on Silver Bull, as you can probably see by that. So let's get into the first topic of the ride. The first category is airtime, and this ride, I'm just gonna say it's getting a 1. It doesn't have much airtime. There's like one overbank where you kinda get a bit out of your seat, but other than that, there's practically no airtime, which means it's kind of sad because airtime is great. Not on any other coaster, you probably would get airtime going into the brake run because it does a little pop into the brake run. No, not on this. There's no airtime at all, not even on the drop. The drop isn't at a very steep angle, so yeah, that's all I have to say for airtime. Next is intensity, and this ride is very intense. It's got that intense vertical loop, and even the Cobra roll at the bottoms of it are very intense. You don't really find that with a lot of rides, but at the bottoms of it, you're picking up a lot of speed, and it's really forceful. Also, a weird sensation that you kind of feel on this ride is when you're going through the corkscrews, you go through one corkscrew, you twist the opposite direction and then go through another one opposite direction, and it's kind of weird. Then you go through that helix, which gives you 3 Gs for a very long amount of time, and then you hit the brakes. That was kind of just me running through the rides, but the drop isn't intense, unfortunately, so I can't be like, oh, at an intense drop. No, but the inversions are very intense. The least intense part is probably the Cobra roll, excluding the 2 bottoms, because the 2 bottoms are some of the most intense parts. It's just a very intense ride. You're not gonna ride it for airtime or anything else. You're just gonna ride it for intensity. Okay, now we're gonna move on to the next category. Just kidding, we're not moving on just yet, because for intensity, the score I'm giving it is I'm giving it a 7, just because I haven't ridden all the intense coasters, so I don't know how intense this is compared to like other rides like Batman the Ride or Intimidator 305. But just judging by Accelerator, this is definitely way less intense than Accelerator. Now, I really like the inversions on this ride, but it's not my personal opinion. This is a statistical category. We're comparing it to the Smiler, which has the most inversions in the world of 14, which is a lot. But so the inversions, it's got 6 inversions. It's got a vertical loop, Cobra roll, which technically counts as 2, an inline twist, and a double corkscrew, which a double corkscrew also counts as 2 because it's 2 corkscrews. So it has 6 inversions in total, and they are very intense inversions. These were not meant for hang time. They were meant for intensity and G-forces. Okay, so now I don't have much to talk about because this is a statistical category, so I can't say why I give it this or why I give it that, but it's getting a 4. And our next category is another statistical category. This is length. Now this is going to be compared to the longest coaster in the world, which is Steel Dragon 2000 at Nagashima Spa Land, and that has a length of 8,000 feet. I'd say this is not Silver Bullet, but Steel Dragon 2000. I'd say Silver Bullet is a pretty long ride. I mean, it feels long compared to the other rides at the park. Some rides which are very long, such as hang time, which lasts, about like 25-30 seconds. Accelerator also lasts 25 seconds. Ghost Rider lasts like 2 minutes. So, I mean, it's not the longest ride in the park, but it's not the shortest. So the score is 4. It might not seem like a lot, But consider that the longest coaster ever is going like 80-something miles per hour, maybe 90, I'm not 100% sure, and it completes its layout in 2 minutes. So just think about that. It's and it's also 8,000 feet, so that's not why this is super high, because there's a roller coaster which is super long. But it gets a 4. I don't know if I already said that, but it gets a 4. So now we're moving on to the next category. Silver Bullet is not the tallest ride, and you can tell by the score. You do not gain that much speed from the drop, because it's not a very steep drop, which I don't like. But still, this is height, not angle of descent, and the tallest coaster. Well, it's not height, it's drop height, and the tallest drop on a roller coaster is 418 feet. You might be like, well, King of the Ka is 450 feet. Yeah, you don't touch the ground. You don't touch the ground on King of the Ka. Okay, so its max drop is 418 feet, and this is like 100 feet. So if you do the math, it comes out to a score of 3. Well, it's really like a whole long number, but if you round it to the nearest 1, then you get, well, yes, 3. You get 3. So I don't have much to talk about because it's a statistical category. But let's move on to the next category. And it's a category that goes with height really well. We're just doing all the statistical categories back to back. Sorry if my fingers are rubbing against the mic and you notice that. But now we are going to talk about the speed of the ride. It's not a very fast ride, and I'm actually surprised at the score it got for speed. Because compared to Formula Rossa, which is 149.1 miles an hour, and Silver Bullet, which goes 55 miles per hour, you would expect it to be like super low. But Silver Bullet did decent. It got a 4. Got a 4, which I guess in the California, well, I live in California, but American actually. The American school system would consider that a fail because anything below 60% is a fail, which is stupid. I'm just going to say that. But, I mean, it's not fast. It's not meant to feel fast like Accelerator. It goes as fast as the fastest ride at Disneyland. But it's not meant to be anything super fast. It's just meant to be intense, which is why it did so well in the intensity category at the start. But now we are going to move on to an opinion-based category. Finally, another opinion-based category. Okay, now this restraints, I don't like them. This ride, sometimes it's smooth, sometimes it's rough. So that's why there's no smoothness category, because sometimes the roughness of a ride can depend. So I'm not doing a smoothness category. That will be taken out of it. I have another category, which is the last category later on. But sometimes on this ride you bang your head, and sometimes you don't. It's really weird. But the restraints, they're ratcheting restraints, and they're not good, because if they're too loose, it feels like you're about to fall out, which is not a good feeling. It's not like a hang time about to fall out. It's like this restraint isn't tight enough at all. And then the next setting for me is way too tight. So I wish they switched it to hydraulic restraints. Those would be a lot more comfortable. But, I'm not going to complain too much. I know why they're there. Also, it has a seatbelt, which some people are like, oh no, I don't really care. It's not like a seatbelt that goes across your waist. It's just a seatbelt on the thing, which is an extra safety feature. One time, when I was on the ride, while they were checking us, my seatbelt came off, and the ride operator, checking seatbelts was like, oh, you were lucky I found that. And I was just thinking, Why are you trying to scare the GP like that? Because if theirs does fall off and they heard that, they're going to think, this ride's unsafe. No. The seatbelt's just an extra safety precaution. But overall, I'm going to give the restraints a, 5. They're not the best restraints. They're not the worst restraints either. They're not like a restraint on a certain other ride at Knott's Berry Farm. Coast Rider. Coast Rider. What was that? If you were wondering, I didn't say Ghost Rider. I said the other ride with Rider in the name at Knott's Berry Farm. So, yeah, let's get on to the next category, which, if my memory serves me right, this is the most important category of a ride, and that's why the next category is out of 20. This is the most important category. That's why it's worth 2 categories. It's out of 20 points, even though it counts as 2 categories, because you need to do a score out of 10, not out of 20. So, this is fun factor. Is it a fun ride? Will you have fun on it? Is it smooth? So does this ruin the fun? Is it a fun ride? That's the question. How much fun will you have on it? And this is a very fun ride, in my opinion. It's one of the best rides at the park just because of how fun it is. It's very intense, and that makes it fun. But it doesn't have much airtime, which does decrease its fun a lot. It's just a really fun ride. It's really intense. It's good to ride it with a friend. It's a good first major coaster, and this was my first major coaster. Even though I rode it for the first time this year. I just got into major coasters, so this was my first major coaster. And it's a pretty fun major coaster, and it's a lot of people's favorite first major coaster. And like sometimes when you're on rides, you'll hear people being like, yes, because they were scared to go on it, and then they rode it. Which is really nice, because people think, well, he doesn't go too fast, it just goes upside down 6 times, and I just have to ride it once and then it's over. People think that, so they go on it even if they're scared, but it's really fun. I have ridden this more than any coaster, and the reason why is because one time when I went to Knott's, the park was about to close. There was like 2 minutes left, and we had just gotten off of Silver Bullet, and because the exit is close to the entrance, we just rushed to the entrance again to get one last ride on Silver Bullet, and just one last ride of the night. So I've ridden Silver Bullet more than any other coaster. It's really fun, and that's why I'm going to give its fun factor score of 15. It's not perfectly fun. It's not like ultra fun. It's not like something that'll make you laugh when you get off of it, like Gadgets Go Coaster. I don't know why I have so much fun on that ride, just for no reason, but it's a pretty fun ride. It gets a 15. So now we're going to tally up the entire scores and see what it gets. That was a cat drum roll there, but its final score is a 6. Again, this is not the U.S. Education System. 6 is okay. It's not fail, it's okay. It's a good ride. I like it. I like it. Statistics aren't everything, and most of these were statistics, so maybe in my next one I'll be more fair, and I'll give the statistics 5 maybe, because I want it to be just my personal opinion. But this is the system we have right now. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and have a nice rest of your day. Bye.